What's going on, guys? And it is a beautiful morning, and we are going to try to catch, for the second time, our tiny little bass for the pond. We're trying a different strategy this time though. I have a really small hook and a bobber, and we'll be using some live night crawlers too, and hopefully we'll get a tiny little bass to bite. Like I said, 3 or 4 inches long. That would be perfect size for the pond. Fingers crossed, we'll do good. Guys, take a look at this. Do you see all those little dots in the water? All of those are baby fish. And there's just swarm, a whole school. Looks like the bluegill had just spawned. Wowzers. We're catching quite a few bluegill in the process. Pretty fish.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
I got a bass and he looks perfect. Let's get him off the hook. All right, we got our little bass. This guy will be perfect in the pond. That is so sick. This is perfect size. Let's put him in the bucket. How did that happen?
I don't know, it made it one hook.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. And they're perfect size too.
Yeah. And he's strong.
Wow.
This guy out.
Oh. I'm gonna put him on the ground. I'm gonna. Oh. So in the water we poured out, there's a crayfish claw. Don't know where that came from. And then we got a couple of leeches that must have been on them, because they bury themselves pretty deep down in the mud. I don't doubt that there'd be leeches on them, and there they are right there. Pretty gross, if you ask me. Well, guys, you just saw one of the craziest creatures we have around here, the common snapping turtle, and those guys can get really big. That turtle is probably extraordinarily old, and if you get your hands too close, they can literally take your finger off, especially one that size. So you gotta be careful when you're messing with creatures like that, because they're super big, but they're also so cool to look at.
The whole thing.
Car wash. This is under the half of the bathroom.
Got a jar of some nice, cool water. Here are our fish. We gotta put them in there for transportation. But colder water will slow down their metabolism because they're cold-blooded. And this will make it so they use less oxygen so they can survive longer in jars. And so I've done this before, and so this is actually a really good method if you don't have an air bubbler. Woo. Beautiful. Okay, we made it home, and we gotta get this bass in the pond as soon as possible. There he is, and let's let him go into his new home. He's getting some air because they were running out in there. So the bass is doing better. He was a little bit oxygen deprived, and so now he's doing good. He's sitting right next to the waterfall where all the aeration's coming through. So I think he'll be all right. But these guys also need some oxygen, so let's get them in the water too. When you hold me, you gotta be careful of the spikes they have on the sides and the back. All right, here's our first bullhead. Let's let him go. Here's our second yellow belly. There he goes. He's off. He'll probably go straight to the bottom. Now you may have seen some other sunfish in here, and let's roll those clips from about a week ago. I released some sunfish in here, and it wasn't enough to make a full video, but here we go. So this is all we got. We got this tadpole frog guy. We have a couple clams, some sunfish. We have mama crawdad. We have this sunfish. I think it's a green sunfish. We have 2 baby catfish in there. We have 2 of these little yellow bellies. And then a bunch of tadpoles. And that's about it. Okay, just got back from getting the fish. It was quite a bit of a drive. But it's time to let them go because they're probably wanting to get some more oxygen. Take a look at what we got. Everybody's doing well. We got several tadpoles, a couple clams, some small sunfish, and 1 big sunfish. And we're gonna let them go by hand into the pond. So this tadpole is almost a complete frog. Oh, there he is. And a lot of these guys have the opportunity to leave or to stay, but we just saw a frog that let go in here last summer as a tadpole when he grew all the way up to a frog and has stayed here ever since. I haven't got him on camera though. He's pretty stealthy. Let's get our. I think it's a green sunfish, but I'll have to look it up again. It's some sort of sunfish, but he's absolutely gorgeous. We're gonna let him go into the pond, and he's gone. I want to train these fish so that when I stick a worm in here, they'll come up and eat it. But that's gonna take a lot of work. Let's see what else we got. We got 2 clams. These are 2 freshwater clams. I don't know how they'll do, but they're pretty cool. They got little feet that they can move around in the pond. So we'll let those go down here, and they'll probably be in a different spot in the morning. Right here is one of our yellow belly bullheads, and these guys, I have 2 of these. We're gonna let them go. Hopefully they'll find each other. Here's the other yellow belly. Here's the sunfish. So we have a bunch of tadpoles. Some of them are getting legs, like this one's starting to get its hind legs. I think they're bullfrog tadpoles, but I'm not completely sure. They might be like a wood frog. I'm not exactly sure because I've seen bullfrog tadpoles much bigger than this before they get their legs. You see this one has its hind legs. All right, that's everything out of the jar. Everything survived. So it's been a couple days and the fish are doing just fine. I'm actually in the process of teaching them how to eat from my hand, which is so cool, and that's gonna be an upcoming video. So if you wanna see that, make sure you subscribe to the channel and like this video. And that is all I have for today. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.